Hi, this is Kate Andrew of Kandrewdesigns, www.kandrewdesigns.blogspot.com. Today I'm going to be showing you how to shade and ink your paper piecings using chalk. The first type I'm going to show you is a dry chalk, like this. This particular brand is called Pebbles, but I've also used Stampin' Up, and I've used another type as well. And the next type of chalk I'm going to show you is an actual chalk ink by Chalkbox or powder puff. I only have one powder puff, but I hope to get more of these because I absolutely love the effect they give. I enjoy the cat eyes, but the way that this one is shaped gives you the greater ability to move around edges much quicker, and it's also a larger ink pad. You get a little more for your money, but it's just as easy to maneuver as the small ones. But they're both chalk-based inks, which means that they will give you a lovely chalked edge as compared to a dye-based ink, like your Stampin' Up pads, your Adirondack, some of the others. They're dye-based, and they do not work real well for paper piecings, but they work great for inking regular paper edges. So today I'm going to show you about the chalking. The first technique I'm going to show you is the dry chalks. A lot of people have a really hard time with dry chalks, using them on paper piecing because they use them absolutely dry. This is one type of applicator that you can use. You take a tiny pom-pom ball, and this is one way to apply it. Another way is with a Fantastic, and this is nothing more than like a foam tip. I've seen people use the cotton swabs as well to apply the dry ink. Dry ink does not work well for paper piecing because unless you rub in your color, it's going to chalk off. It is fantastic for doing the cheeks, the inside of the ear, the bottom of a foot on a paper pieced animal like a bear or a rabbit. It looks beautiful because you can grind it in enough for those type of shadings. But shading the edges, dry chalk will not work. So I have a little boy that I have paper pieced here for my son, and I'm going to do his cheek because this is the only time that I use a dry chalk. I'm going to take it, let me move you down here to my workspace. I'm going to take my pom-pom and I'm just going to gently rub in a circular motion, just enough to give him a small cheek. This one is a small paper piecing, a small cheek, because it's a side profile. I don't know if you can see this as well, but that's what it looks like dry chalked. Now, if you try to dry chalk the edge of a paper piecing, it's going to flake off. So what I like to use in that instance is a blender pen. A blender pen allows you to set a dry chalk, and you can use it to shade with. It is not my preferred choice. My preferred choice, if I'm going to chalk something, are the ink pads. However, if you're just starting out, you can buy a set of chalks for like $10, and that is very beneficial to a new crafter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up my ink, and I'm going to shade the base of my owl eyes. I'm making a cute little hoot owl. Let me show you what I'm making. This will be the finished product. This is a file that I designed. She's called Hootie, or you can make him a boy. And then there are our Sulin glitter swirls that I showed you last week. So I'm going to take my blender pen and I'm going to dip it into my dry chalk. And then I'm simply going to take it around the outer edge and blend. The great thing about blender pens is if you get too much, you just keep going over it with your blender pen and it will take off some of the ink. Now, with a chalk like this, your blender pen takes quite a while to dry. That's the beauty of having the blender pen. It's meant to take a while to dry, so it gives you time to blend your effects. So this is going to dry a lot lighter than what it appears right now. And to get your blender pen clean, you just run it over a piece of plastic. I'm using a silicone mat. I love these. They're great for making dewdrops because it comes off beautifully. And you can pick these up at Walmart in the cooking section, or you can pick them up at the Dollar Tree, which is what I did. Okay, there we go. As you can tell, I did not clean very good the first time, and I still had a green residue, so make sure you really clean it well. And here is the pink. Now, most paper piecers use a textured paper, and when I teach classes, this is what I explain to a person. When you're chalking for the first time, always chalk on the back of your paper piecing. That way, if you mess up, you've not ruined your beautiful textured edge. Okay, so that's enough with a blender pen. The next is my favorite way to chalk, and it's super fast, which is probably another reason why I love it. I like being able to do things quickly since I have 2 young children. Oh, there's my ink pad gone for that one. To use another one. And I use the heck out of my ink pads. I think I've had these for 2 or 3 years. Then all you're going to do is you're going to take the bottom of your chalk and you're going to just lightly tap it and run it around your edge. And a lot of times when I see people and they say, oh, I've ruined my paper piecing by trying to ink it, or they say, I hate using ink pads to ink, I usually find that they're using a dye-based ink and it smears because it stays wet for longer, or they're dragging and pulling it across the paper, which leaves a very dark, uneven impression. You want to lightly tap it like this, almost like the paper is hot and you're using a quick flicking motion. This I absolutely love because look how fast it is, and it is completely shaded and beautiful as compared to the dry chalks. It's going to take quite a while to get the desired effect. Now, there is a time that I love to use the blender pen, and that is when I have a little tiny detailed piecing like this, my owl's flower eyes. What I will do is I will take the ink that I want to use, and I will ink all around the edges. And then I will take my blender pen and come in with the same color of dry chalk, and I will just lightly hit the inside edges. And this defines each little petal in a nice way to give it that really nice polished look, just like this. So that is all there is to chalking your paper piecings. You can see one with the dry chalk, with the chalk inks, which I think you will find blend just beautifully, and then a combination of the two. And when you're done, your paper piecing will be absolutely beautiful. And then all you have to do is add your glitter and your highlights with your white Signo pen or your black pen or whatever color that you want. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. All the best from my hands to yours.